There seems to be a constant tension between accomplishing the mission that the organization has given you and making sure you're taking care of your people in the very, very best way that those people need to be taken care of. Your focus is all around people, but yet you're a successful business person. You accomplish a lot of things. That's why you keep getting put into big-time jobs and roles. So how do you balance that tension between mission and people?
It can be a challenge, but you have to remember that the mission, as a leader, if you can't accomplish the mission, you're not fulfilling the need of the organization, assuming that the mission is the right one, right? But ultimately, the measure of the leader is, can you get the mission done? And it can feel like sometimes, well, it's mission or people. You have to change that equation and make it not an or. You got to take the or out, and you have to make it an and. And wise leaders understand that in order to accomplish the mission, I have to take care of the people. Now, sometimes we kind of think in terms of attrition. Yeah, there's going to be a body count on this one. Those that can't get with the program, we'll just chuck them to the side. And yeah, I guess in some cases you may be in a situation where that's the case. But in most cases, when individuals are having trouble contributing to the mission, are being an obstacle to the mission, it's generally not in their best interest to continue to be an obstacle. And so as a leader, the could be for them or should be for them is to no longer be an obstacle. And that's in their best interest. And so as a leader, if I can see that, their best interest is actually to be on board with the mission. And I can take the time. And there are urgent situations where you can't always have the discussion. You have to act first and then talk about why you did what you did. Those things do happen, but they're actually pretty rare. Usually the things that cause urgency is our own temperature, our frustration level. There's a couple things. One, we tend not to act on things until we're frustrated enough to feel justified. So if you can have the hard conversation before you've worked up enough head of steam that you're ready to just smack people down. I'm mad enough now that I can talk to you about this. You've done the last straw thing. If you can start a little earlier, understanding how important people are to getting the mission done, you can avoid that conflict most of the time. Now, having those hard conversations where you actually have to say, and I have said this literally, I need you to be on the team. You are being an obstacle. I have to remove the obstacle. I have to solve the problem. And the way I've put it is, I will huck the problem out the front door. If you insist on clutching it to your chest when it goes, then you will go too. You have 100 ways to solve this problem. Could you? Would you? Can I help? And my experience has been that I rarely fire people. The only people I've had to fire that didn't fire themselves are the people that really don't get it, where you've said, this has to change, this is how you're going to be successful, and they come back and tell me, I don't understand what I have to do to be successful. I just told you, and I told you multiple times, now I have to solve the problem the only way you've left me to solve it. And this one's going, and it's yours, and so you have to go too. In most cases, they sit down and I say, we talked about what needed to happen, and they say, yeah, we did. I guess it's not working. No, I guess it's not, is it? And they literally fire themselves. Right. And in those cases, what you're really finding is they're not in the right place. They're not happy there. They can't figure out how to contribute there to your mission. And so you either have to excuse them because they're too afraid to take that next step, which isn't uncommon, or they can see it as well. And boy, if you can help them see that they ought to go do something different, and I've been able to give letters of recommendation to people that failed in my organization, but have so many good qualities that in the right situation, they're going to be fine. So I guess the key is that and. Don't make it the people or the mission. It's got to be the people and the mission. Because frankly, if you smoke enough people, you're going to fail. You're going to fail in the mission. And even if you accomplish this one, there's never the last mission. There's always one more. And if you've burned up all your resources, what are you going to do for the next one?